Welcome to Julie the Thrifty Designer. Well, it is the day before Christmas Eve, and I have a lot to do. I was so exhausted last night that I didn't get everything cleaned up from last night, so I have all that to do today, plus much more. So stay tuned, and I will show you what I need to do. So welcome to Julie the Thrifty Designer. Okay, well, I'm just kind of walking around. Well, I gotta get all these tables down and everything put away and straightened up and put the furniture back into place. Well, the furniture along the wall is gonna stay because of my Christmas Eve party for Christmas Eve. And I have all the furniture lined around there, and I have all these chairs will be lining the room because of the way we do a Christmas Eve party. So I'll show you some more areas. Okay, you see, I'm actually just keeping it real. I have all of this to set up and clean up, and then we still have the cookie platters to wash. And I have the chargers still to wipe down and wash from my women's party. And I have all of this to deal with. I'm just keeping it real, showing you the things that need to be done. I have dishes to do. And I mean, we've got things stacked up and ready to use over here, but I still have to figure out how I'm going to do all of that. So I am just showing you, I mean, it's not tons, but then when you think of all the other stuff I actually really need to do, on top of just cleaning up, it's a lot to do. I still have the bathroom to clean, and I have food I need to start preparing, or stuff I can do today for getting ready for tomorrow's meal. So I just, you know, I guess this morning I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And I'm still really tired, but I'll manage to get it done. And I will be showing you my steps along the way, so keep watching. Okay, I have a project here where I've been getting out all of my battery-operated lights, and I've been changing all of the batteries, which we ordered on Amazon. I don't know if this tells us anything about what they are. This is what the battery is that I needed to get, CR2450 for my batteries. So I have just been sitting here, and I have put all new on because they were just about all burned out since Thanksgiving, or a little before. And so what I did was I went to the Dollar Tree and I bought stickers. See the purple sticker at the bottom of my remote? I also put a matching on the bottom of this so that I will know that this goes to these lights. And now they're all lit. Now I have this one over here that looks very much the same, and I have done the same. Okay, there we go. So I replaced all of these. Now these are a different one, this is a different set, and these have up to an 8-hour timer on them. See how it looks there? 8 hours is actually too long, and 4 hours is not enough. I wish it was a 6-hour timer on this one, but I don't have any choice. So anyway, and they are brighter. I don't know if you can see the difference or not. I mean, well, they're a different, well, I don't think the candle shows the difference. Let's see if one beside each other directly, if you can make out the difference. Not in this lighting, you really can't. I mean, you can slightly. This one right here really is a little bit more orangier, and these ones are more brighter light. So in person, in the camera, I don't think it shows it as well. But this is a reminder if you need to replace your batteries in any of your candles, so they'll be nice and fresh and bright for your Christmas celebration. Now's the time to do it, or actually should have been already. But this is a fun way with just a tip so you know which ones go to which. Because if I use this one over here, it still shut those off, but it won't touch these ones. And I can shut these ones off, but I go turn them on, and the ones over here won't come on. So they are very specific. So anyway, I just thought I would let you know, because see, these ones are a 5-hour timer, and I wish these were 6 hours. Oh well, check your batteries. This is beautiful. And I'm going to show you how I do this step by step towards the end of my video. So stay watching so that you will see it. Okay, I've now got the formal living room, dining room side completely set up for my Christmas Eve party. I have all the candles lit just so you can see. I just changed all the batteries so they're nice and bright, and everything looks very put together and cheery. So now we do, on our Christmas Eve, our own candlelight service, kind of like the ones you would have in your churches. But what happened was 22 years ago, on December 7th, my father passed away. And instead of letting it ruin Christmas for all of us, because Christmas was his favorite holiday, I created that candle right here in the middle. And we bought a big candle, which turned out to be an anniversary candle. But what happened was that first year of his passing, on Christmas Eve, we all started lighting from that candle. We all have a candle and we take a moment and we light from this candle. And we go around the room. We all take turns, one at a time. And it has become two meanings. Of course, the first year was a time to remember my father and keep him going in our family here. But from there, it has turned into the memorial for him. The white roses was put in because when my mother passed away. The wisps of gold was put in when my brother-in-law passed away. And they need to be fixed up. And now I don't have any new for my father-in-law, but he has passed away since also. So what this has taken on for everyone is a candle to remember their loved one. But from there, it also represents the light of Christ. So when we are lighting our candles, it's a double meaning. It means we get our light from Christ. And then it's a moment to remember our loved ones that have passed away. So we keep them as part of our ceremony. And it is a beautiful, beautiful time. So it's lit up with all these beautiful candles. Just like this. And it's just dark enough now that you can see everything. It's just really very beautiful. Now it's still daylight. And I have a ton of stuff more to do. But I wanted to walk you through and let you see. I even have, even though you can't hardly see them, this candle lit. And then over here, all of these. And at night, this really does have a magical glow in here. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. And because we remember our loved ones, it has made it even more special on our Christmas Eve. And so, as you see, I have a box here. My sister took time and printed out a bunch of little Christmas carol books, and they all have our Christmas carols in them, and we take our turn. After we light our candles, while we're lighting the candle, I read the story of Jesus' birth from the Bible. Then I have what I call a little sermonette. I kind of take about 10 minutes to kind of say what a minister will take a half an hour to 45 minutes to say. My own little Christmas card, kind of. But talking about the real meaning of Christ. And I always sit where I am here, which is right next to the tree in this chair. Then I can see everyone and they can all pretty much see me. And I do my little sermonette. Then when we get done, we have our hymnal little books there. And we all sing we start out with the Christmas carols. And then by the time we get done with the real hymn type ones, but when we get done with those, then all of a sudden we transition into Santa Claus is Coming to Town and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman. And then we have a bunch of us that satire the songs. And with the satired songs, we really start having fun because they're just silly and really goofy at that point. And everyone just seems to really have a good time. So that's what we do on Christmas Eve, not to mention tons of food and lots of time spent with each other. So I just wanted to tell you what we do for Christmas Eve. It makes it very special. And I had a girlfriend once that came. Her father died on Christmas Eve 25 plus years ago. and it really ruined Christmas for her. So I invited her to come to Christmas Eve, and it was the very first year she had had any kind of a Christmas, and she was reluctant to come because of what had happened with the passing of her father. But she decided to. Well, after she experienced our Christmas Eve, it took her 2 weeks without crying to tell me what it had done for her. It brought Christmas back for her, and everything seemed extra special from that point on for her for Christmas. So, for our family who has lost at Christmas time, we really did figure out how to keep my father, my mother. Now, she didn't die at Christmas time. She died actually more at Easter time. But it's still our remembrance, and it keeps their memory alive in our home. And Christmas is still extra special because of it. Okay, well, now I'm getting ready to show you some of the delightful food we're going to have. This is a brisket. And so I'm getting ready to cut off all the fat. I just kind of trimmed a little bit right there. I'm not cutting all of the fat off, but I'm cutting off the bulk of the fat because it's just actually too much. And then I'll season it up, and I'll show you how I do that here in a little bit. Okay, I don't know if you can tell much difference, but I have cut off quite a lot of fat. That is quite a bit of fat down in there. And because, I mean, you want to keep fat on, and yes, I just have, but you want to cut off the biggest bulk of it. It becomes too much. So I'll show you what I do next. All right, I'm going to show you my spices. I do the Montreal steak seasoning, the onion powder, the garlic powder, rosemary, thyme, and again, some of this Cannonball rub that I get from the Renaissance Festival. It's www, can you see that? I don't have my glasses on, so I can't help you read it. I am sorry, I hope this picks it up. Maybe you can find it that way. I am telling you, this stuff is amazing. So, and pepper. And my mixture of salt that looks like pepper, but remember, it's black Himalayan sea salt. Try it again. Pink Himalayan sea salt, black Hawaiian volcanic salt, and some Celtic sea salt. And it's really healthy for you. It's a third, a third, and a third. And it's the best tasting you will have ever tasted in salt. So, as what I usually do, per usual, I literally just, as my usual, I just kind of sprinkle on to what I think will be the right amount. And that was the Cannonball rub. Now what I'm putting on is the Montreal steak seasoning. And I'm going to do it just exactly the same as I did on that one, just till I think it's got what it needs. And it really is yummy. And this will make a nice coating on it. Now I'm going to go to the onion powder. And again, I just sprinkle on. And I am one that really prefers seasoning. So most of this is really to your own taste. And next will be the garlic powder. Now, I like powders instead of salts, because then I can control the salt, and I prefer to do my good salt. And if I do much of their salts, then I won't be using my good salt, and I don't trust the salts in like garlic salt and garlic powder, and garlic or onion powder. There we go. All right. Then my next one is going to be the rosemary. And hang on one second, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so now I put about this much in the palm of my hand, and what I did was I crushed it. And so now I'm going to take that, and and it's the dried, and I'm just kind of spreading it around all over. It might need a little bit more than that, but that's not a bad amount. Then I do this, I take the dried thyme, and I also just start sprinkling it all over my meat. Just like this. And that really does make a beautiful taste. Then I take the pepper. Actually, it'd be better if I had the lid off because that's not coming out enough. Hang on a moment. Okay, so I just took the lid off my pepper shaker, and I'm just going to just lightly sprinkle it. Now, there is pepper in the Montreal steak seasoning and in the Cannonball, but I like to put a little bit more fresh on top of, or, you know, the itself. And now I'm going to take my, see, I have it marked as salt, my salt here, and I take fingertips full. I don't know, can you see how much? Okay, and I'm going to just spread that around all over, and I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to do one more time. I'm just going to spread it all over it equally. And that is how I season. And then I'll put some wine on it. And we'll just kind of let it marinate. I'll flip it over and do a little bit more on the other side, just like that. And we'll marinate it a little bit with some wine. And then what my husband does is he'll put it on the smoker, and we put lots of smoke. He'll high sear it really fast and hard on the high temperature with lots of smoke for about a half an hour. It's high temperature. Then he'll let the fire just kind of calm down and not be so hot, but make sure it stays smoky. And he'll let it smoke for the next 2 or 3 hours. And then after that, we take it in and we bring it in and we put it on one of these. It's a slow roaster. We put it in this, and then I'll put it at like 225 or 300 degrees. Not even 300. 225, 250 is what I meant to say. And then we'll just let it roast, and we'll just add a little wine or water as needed. And you don't really need to add any oil because all that fat is really going to turn into a lot of wonderful juices. So that's how we do this. So tonight we'll be taking it off the fire about midnight and putting in the slow cooker and just let it cook real slow, probably 225, maybe even 200 for the night. And then I can get up at around 6 or 7 in the morning and come down and judge whether or not it needs to be turned up. Because brisket is something you want to cook real slow. And so that is how we do this. So I hope this recipe will help you with your brisket. And it is delicious. Oh yeah, I also sometimes will open a can of like peaches or apricots or something like that and kind of chop them up real fine, you know, almost puree. And I'll dump them on here for a little of something sweet. But last time I made it, we all did it this way and really did enjoy it. Oh, the other thing you could put on it would be just a little bit of turmeric, sprinkling it on. And the turmeric doesn't give it tons of more flavor of some kind. It doesn't hurt the flavor, but it sure is good for inflammation on stuff like this. When you eat it, it'll help take down inflammation. And since the car accident, I've had a lot of inflammation that I haven't really gotten rid of. So actually, I take advantage of times when I'll throw in the turmeric just to kind of help out anywhere I can. So anyway, I hope this recipe really helps you and that you will enjoy everything that you get. That the food will taste good to you. I forgot to tell you that I also take a sharp pointed knife like this, really sharp, and I actually pound in like this in the meat. And then that way, as it cooks, all the juices and everything will go down into the meat as well. And then you also, when you cook it, you want to make sure that it's the fat side up so that as it melts, it goes down through the meat. It is delicious. Okay, now as you can see, I have a nice healthy little ham right here. And I'm going to show you what I do to cook a ham. We're having brisket and ham. Okay, I don't know if you can tell or not, but what I did was scored it into these big little hunks like this, okay? And then what I'm going to do is put some cloves. One. Now, I don't put a lot because my husband really doesn't like cloves, so I try to go easy on the cloves. It looks pretty when it's on every one, but we'll see how I get done with it. So hang on and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, see, I just kind of made it every other one, just so it gives a slight clove flavor. Now I will do this all the way around and a couple on the bottom here, just a little bit. And so then I'll show you when that gets done and what I do next. Okay, I know you can barely see the cloves. And I used to put a whole lot more than this in it, because this, I guess, was my mother's recipe or my sister's or something like that, you know. And my husband says he didn't like that much cloves. And so I've backed it down to just barely any. Because I used to put a clove, I'd make smaller holes and I'd put a clove in a bunch of them. When it cooks, it's so pretty. But he didn't care for the flavor of it. So now I have it in my roasting pan and I have a lifter so we can take it out when it's done. And next what I have is Colorado Raw Unfiltered Honey from Costco. And this is just my recipe. Everybody has their own. Some people put pineapple. I personally think when I put pineapple on it, it just makes it too sweet. And so we just do a little bit of clove and a little bit of honey like this. And now this will just sit and kind of marinate and go into this whole ham. It'll be delightful tomorrow night when we eat it. Doesn't that look yummy so far? And so this will just marinate and sit on there, and then if I need to, I will put more honey on it tomorrow. But this is my way of just letting it sit and mingle and yummy. So tomorrow this will be baked in the oven and for a couple 3 hours, and it'll be delicious. I forgot to tell you that I also put in on here as well is just a little bit of the wine. I pour some of it in there. Can't do it while I'm holding the phone though. So I guess you'll just have to take my word for it. But that's the little bit of a moisture, and it is delicious. Okay, what I have here is going to be an unconventional dish, but it is a greenish pumpkin that my grandson picked out for Halloween. And well, we never carved pumpkins this year. The time just went by too quickly. So rather than just throwing it away or letting it go to waste, I'm going to actually cut it up and we're going to cook it kind of like you would sweet potatoes. So stay tuned and see what I do next. Okay, well, I cut it in half. And let me tell you, it is the sweetest smelling pumpkin. It actually kind of smells like squash. I mean, that is sweet. I hope it tastes as sweet as it smells. That's going to be delicious, I think. Okay, now you can see I cut them up into chunks like this, and I left the skin on. I'm just, I guess, too lazy to cut off the skin, but when we go to eat it, it'll be wilted and you can just peel it off real easy once it's cooked. So what I'm going to do from there is sprinkle a little salt, honey, and cinnamon. I would do nutmeg, but my sister-in-law is allergic to it, so I'm just not even going to bother. It won't make or break the flavor anyway. So I'll show you this in a little bit. Okay, so you can use brown sugar, but I happen to have the honey. And I'm just drizzling it on. And this is going to take a while. I think I need to screw the lid off and pour it a little heavier. So I'll see if I can get that off one-handed. Nope. Pausing. My honey is sticky. So now we'll get it to come out a little bit faster. So I'm just putting it on so you can see kind of how much I do of everything. Now there's a lot here, and it's going to bake down when I put it in the oven. 350 degrees, and I'm getting ready to do that tonight. I'm going to bake it, so all it has to be is warmed up tomorrow. Isn't that delightful? Then I'm going to take again the pinches of salt and just kind of bring it on there like that. Now salt actually helps to bring out the sweetness. Just letting you know that that's what it does. And then cinnamon. We'll just kind of sprinkle it on as I normally do. And we will, oops, it really came out that time, but that's all right. And then I'll toss and mix all of this together, and then it'll be ready to bake. Hey guys, I'm showing you how I am beginning my setup for my Christmas Eve dinner. And so I have 3 different fabrics, well, two different fabrics, but one fits over here, which is this beautiful gold with all the shine on it, and then I have this red one here with all the shine and sparkle, and then more of that gold with the sparkle on it. And I have just kind of crumped it up and wrinkled it. And the nice thing about this material, I've used it several years, and after everything spills, it just goes in the washer and it really washes up nice. I don't really know what they're made out of, so I can't tell you, and I've had them for years, so I hope you can find something like it, but it really does work nice. So all I did was simply put it on and then put these on top of it, and I'm just spreading it out. So there is the beginnings of what I do. So stay tuned and I will show you the next one. Okay, here is the next layer on how I do this. I have calculated what our food is going to be. So you saw that we're going to make a brisket, and this one will be for the brisket gravy. This one will be for the ham sauce, and here's the tray for the ham. And then you saw that I was making the pumpkin, and that's where the pumpkin will end up going. And then I'm going to stir fry green beans tomorrow, and so I'll put them there. My niece is going to bring an artichoke dip that is amazing with corn chips, and so I'm having them put here. We're going to have a cheese platter, so instead of just in the packages and just laying flat, I have this lift, so we'll put some cheeses up there and some down here. And then I have a couple of little small things here that will hold crackers, so we'll put cheese and crackers there. Then we're going to have sliced potatoes and onion fried up, and that's what we're going to put here. I just put them there just because then I remind that's where it's going to be. Then my sister brings a spinach dip, and it's in bread. So she has the spinach dip here, and down here we'll tear up the bread so you can dip in it. Then we have a vegetable tray, and we're going to put all the veggies there. Then we have the cookies that the grandkids made will be on this platter. Then my gluten-free ones will be there. Then I have 2 angel food cakes, and then I dress them up and make them fancy. And there's a cream cheese and orange sauce and chocolate with raspberries. Yummy. And they are yummy. And then I have also more of those cream cheese cookies. Then I have a couple here for extra things that at the moment maybe I'm not thinking over something that other people bring. And then over on this side, well, I have, I'm going to make a fruit cobbler in here, which I need to do tonight, so all we can do is put it there. This will be a tray for like a pie, and this right here is going to be where I'm going to put whipped cream. Then I have a bottle of wine, which this is not where it's going to be. We're going to have it in a different location. Then the pies we didn't eat at Thanksgiving, I put in the freezer, and so I'm going to be pulling those out, and I'm going to put them here. Now, I don't remember which ones they were, so I just left them here, and I will clip on which ones it'll be. So I'm going to stack those and put some others around them. It's going to be that. And then we have over here, well, I don't have the lights on. Guess I can turn those on, which is clever. I have one of those clickers. And so over here, we'll have the plates, which I have to get the other plates. They're downstairs. I haven't brought them up yet. And we have the dessert plates, and there'll be dinner plates. And then we have our plasticware to eat with. There's our knives. There's the spoons. And here's the forks. And over here is the napkins. And I just have it set up very pretty, and I've shown how to do that and talked about it. And these are just lovely scented area to make it look pretty. So this is how I start this. I now have another layer of which I will be doing. I will be putting lights and greenery around all of my lifts and beautiful things here. I'll show you that after a while when I come back. Okay, now you can see that what I have done was wrap lights around so everything really sparkles in with the dishes. And the way I showed you before on my women's party, I will then go through and add greenery to make it look even more finished and beautiful. So everything is lit up really pretty. I'll show you the next step in a moment. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you the last stage where it is set up with the greenery. They're just picks that I just stuck in here, and I just laid them in and just made them look really nice. That's all I did. All the greenery in with the lights, so now it really sparkles and it just looks pretty. See, like this. And so, just showing you how the greenery just makes a difference around the food containers. And then when you add the actual food, when they're cooked and hot and beautiful, oh, it is so pretty. All right. So I hope this will help you all on your Christmas Eve celebration. I wanted to get this up sooner than I have so you'd all have time to watch it and get ideas for yours. So hopefully it's up enough of time that maybe you guys go, hey, I can try that for tomorrow or your Christmas Day dinner. Whichever way you all do it. We have Christmas Eve and then we leftovers for Christmas Day. So I hope this was something that helped you with ideas on how to present your food in a very amazing, fun way. So I'm just going to say to all of you, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and give me a thumbs up and talk to me. Tell me what you like or what you didn't, just so I have an idea of what you guys like and all that. So from my house to yours, Merry Christmas. And you all take care and God bless. And happy decorating.